I want to thank everybody for tuning in. A special edition of Steel City Sports World. I'm still feeling good about the banquet we had since the last show, May 17th. It was an excellent show. And in fact, we have a Hall of Famer, Claudio, sitting with us. And we also have another Hall of Famer who we're going to introduce in a few minutes on the show. So very excited about that. Thank everybody who participated, Highmark, Gateway for helping us in a big way, and all the parents, all the students for coming on. Of course, the rest of the Steel City crew, the guys you see on here, Kelly Russell, who's not here, Malcolm Dupree, Lorraine Penn, Dolores Dupree, everybody who was involved. So once again, thanks. And before we get started introducing guests, we do something called Steel City News, where we each talk about a topic and we just get busy with it. So that being said, Magic Mike, what do you have for us?
Well, I want to be a judge. I want to be a judge in a court of law where some lawyer stands in front of me and tells me my client is suing the NFL because nobody ever told him it hurts to get hit in the head. You know what? When you're a little baby, you usually learn it hurts to get hit in the head. By kindergarten, you've probably experienced the fact that it hurts to get hit in the head. If not, then by the time you play football in high school and in college, you certainly learn that it hurts to get hit in the head. When you go to the NFL, they give you a helmet. First off, because it's a nice place to put the logo, but second, because it hurts to get hit in the head. So because of all that, I'm going to put aside my time in Steel City News to put out this public service announcement. It hurts to get hit in the head. Okay? The more you get hit in the head, the more it hurts. The harder you get hit in the head, the more it hurts. And if your head hurts because you've been hit in the head and you get hit in the head again, it's going to hurt even more, maybe permanently. So it hurts to get hit in the head. If you have a question, there's a phone number right there. Give us a call. I'll explain it to you.
All right, Mike. All right, we got Claudio, Hall of Famer.
Well, all right.
What do you have?
I don't have anything
Claudio?
that good, but in 1965, the New York Jets drafted Joe Namath #1. When Namath arrived to New York, Sonny Werblin, the owner of the Jets, said, "Joe," he said, "we want you to go out to the city. We want New York to know you and you to know New York." And obviously the rest is history. Well, a few weeks ago, Johnny Manziel got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, and the owner told him, "We want you to act and think like a backup." Now, that's why the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns, and they're always going to be the Cleveland Browns. I mean, why would you tell a young man like that who has star potential? On the field, you know, we'll wait and see, but why would you tell somebody to think like a backup? Obviously, if Sonny Werblin would have done that, we may have never heard of Broadway Joe Namath.
Okay. All right, we got Smoking Jim Frazier. Before we do that, we have to give a disclaimer out. The words you're about to hear are Smoking Jim Frazier. He stands alone. They don't reflect my thinking, Mike's thinking, Claudia, or anybody else you're going to hear. That being said, Smoking Jim, it's all yours.
Hey, thanks, Luther. I love big women. Dress sizes 16 and up with a short haircut. So I guess I got to move to San Antonio. Hey, listen, I got good news and I got bad news. The bad news is the Pittsburgh Penguins lost in the playoffs again. Good news, choking is covered under Obamacare. Hey, listen, Pittsburgh is no longer the city of champions. The Pittsburgh Pirates got one winning season in the last 22 years. The Pitt football team is mediocre. The Pittsburgh Steelers are staring at back-to-back non-winning seasons since 1969. I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight. Listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming off one of the worst drafts in the franchise history. And I'm convinced now that the Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
Oh, okay. Didn't really have to put disclaimer out there too much, Smoking Jim. Hey, I want to talk about something. We have the NBA Finals starting. You know, everybody's still comparing the LeBron James to Michael Jordan. Can't we just enjoy the greatness that is LeBron James right now? I mean, every time we have a great player, the NBA can't move past Michael Jordan. You know, it gotta be, he's the next Jordan, he's the next Jordan. No, he's the first LeBron James. I'm enjoying, he plays a complete game. He has a chance to win 3 in a row and be a dynasty. I think he can go down as probably the greatest player in the game. He has a long way to go, but let's enjoy it. Quit comparing him now, he's 10 seasons in. And he's done things in 10 seasons that players haven't done. So listen, LeBron James hopefully wins 3 in a row. That's my pick. We'll get into that a little more. I do think that the Heat will beat the Spurs again. Enjoyed it last year. Smoking Jim, you jump off the bandwagon and jump back on. I'm just saying something you said a couple years ago, I thought. But I do think the Heat will definitely win this series. It's going to be a 7-game series, but I think they can win it. I think they'll end up winning it in San Antonio. Great series. I mean, you know it's good when you got Tim Duncan guaranteeing a victory. So, you know, he's pumped up. LeBron James is pumped up. I'm pumped up. I can't wait till tomorrow. We'll get into our predictions a little bit later. But we do have some guests in the house we want to get to.
The gun, Luther, but I think you need to take the next 5 games and enjoy the greatness as Tim Duncan. Watch LeBron next year.
First of all, long as there's a Wilt Chamberlain, that's the greatest of all time. And I'm picking San Antonio in 5, just like I picked Alderdice to beat Obama. So I'm on a roll. And I predicted the Super Bowl.
I don't remember that.
Successfully.
I remember you saying something about a home court advantage that whole game, Smoker Jim. I don't remember. I'm going to have to go listen to that again.
You know better, brother.
Hey, we do have some guests in the house. And, you know, we had the banquet, but we had a couple people who couldn't make it. So we invite them to our next live show. Again, the number to call is 412-231-2288. Give the guys a call. But first, Claudia, who do we have in the house?
Well, a young man, John Harper from Seneca Valley High School. I'm lucky enough to do some training with John, and he's a great baseball player, but even more importantly, he's a great student. He received the President's Award for Educational Excellence. He is going to Texas Tech to major in petroleum engineering. And his grades are through the roof, and he's not only, as I said, doing well off the field, but on the field, he is a leadoff hitter for Seneca Valley High School. They are playing in the state quarterfinals, and he is the leadoff hitter for Seneca Valley and center fielder, and I don't think they would be where they are if it wasn't for John. So, John, congratulations on your award and all your hard work.
Hey, John, so, you know, while we have, just talk about your high school career. We have a lot of youngsters that watch the show, and we understand you're going to Texas Tech. And just talk about, you know, your success, how you were able to get there, what steps you had to take.
Well, it was a rough road. Sophomore year, I had a hamstring injury, so I didn't get to play. Junior year, before the season even started, first scrimmage, I dislocated my left shoulder and had shoulder surgery. So I missed my entire junior season as well, and missed all college offers, really. So senior year, weren't really sure if I was ever going to play or get back out there.
Okay.
So a lot of physical therapy. Got back training with Claudio just a few weeks before the season started, and took it game by game and got out there, and wasn't my best year, but still did well and helped the team get out there to where we are today. So it was a good year.
Okay.
And there's no doubt in my mind that if he would have had those couple years to play, I mean, he's got an exceptionally quick bat. He's got a great swing. I mean, he's easy to work with. And I definitely know he could play college ball for sure. But he has his priorities straight, and he's going to have a very successful career in life doing what he's doing for sure. And he's got a great family as well, which is very important. So John is definitely heading in the right direction.
Okay, great. Hey, now just talk about now you guys are still alive in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, when's the next game? Who's the next victim?
We have tomorrow at 3 o'clock at Slippery Rock University. We play Du Bois.
Okay.
They're over. We haven't played them at all. We usually we played them first round last year and we beat them, but we don't know much about them this year. But we're on a historic run right now because we were the last seed to make the playoffs. Our ace pitcher who's going to Virginia Tech was out all year, so we didn't have him, and that put a lot of stress on the pitching staff. So we were 6-11 going into the playoffs. We got in because we were 5-5 in section play. We were a 16 seed. We won Whitfields with a losing record of 10-11, and we were the first 16 seed to ever do so. We got Coward back for the playoffs, so that definitely helped, and put a lot of confidence back in everyone else. We started playing how we should. So.
Okay.
Is this the first time Seneca Valley ever made the playoffs in baseball?
No, this is our 4th straight Whitfield championship.
Okay.
We got runner-up last year, but this is our 4th time in a row in the championship game.
Okay. All right. Good luck. And while we have you up there, you're a Pirates fan, and
Yes.
If so, I mean, 28-30. Do you think they can get back over 500 and get some of that success they had last year, or what?
I think they're okay right now. This road trip's been very good for them out on the West Coast. So I mean, I think they can do it. It should be a lot of fun with hearing Polanco's coming up soon. So see what he can do out in the outfield. But I think they'll be okay. Find a way.
Okay. All right, Jordan, thanks, man. We'll get back to you in a minute.
We may have to make a road trip to Slippery Rock.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Also, we have a couple guys. We actually have a clip they call something called it Twin Sanity. We heard of Lynn Sanity, we heard of Vince Sanity, Autorace had Twin Sanity, and we also were able to pull a clip of you guys and some of your teammates off the internet. Can we run that while we bring up the twins?
I mean, we know our strengths, each other's strengths, and it's just fun.
On the court, it's not just the twins who get it done.
Let's go.
There's a spectacular blend of supporting characters who make up this one-of-a-kind team. But there's just no denying how unbelievably rare, albeit cool, this collection of clones is.
Beginning of this year, it just hit me when we started playing. They made the name Twin Sanity. And then I thought, like, wow, that's amazing. Like, there's really 3 sets of twins on my basketball team. Like,
I mean, we all can bond, come together. We know each other, we play with each other, we challenge each other, and we just love to be out there on the floor together. So, I mean, it's a blessing to be out there, just to play together, and it's great.
All right. That was a little clip that you guys had. You all went a little national with it. We're going to get this call in just 1 second, but we have the 2 twins up here. Well, 2 of the 3. How many sets of twins? It was 4 sets, right?
Yeah, 4 sets.
Okay. Just move a little closer to that mic.
Can't tell them apart.
Yeah. Now I don't know who I'm talking, so I'm gonna just say a name. And hey,
And
but,
Jim will answer.
Right. Hey, so tell the viewing audience so they know who's who.
I'm Davon, and I'm Javon.
Okay. All right. So Javon has the glasses on. All right. Hey, just talk about the season, man. I mean, this was one of the greatest City League championships that we've experienced. I mean, this is your 3rd one that you guys have won?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is only 1 year y'all didn't win the championship. Right. All right, well, just talk about the season, man. I mean, I know it was a lot. DJ Porter, Obama, they had a great team, a great season, undefeated, and people, were doubting you guys. How were you guys able to come through and win that?
First and foremost, we came into the season. We knew what type of team we had and what it takes to be a champion. I mean, even though last year we couldn't get our other championship, but we was able to work hard, be able to play defense, and then that was our whole game plan, just to be able to play D. I mean, we were able to score the ball, but defense come first. Mm-hmm. So into the season, we practiced hard, challenged each other, and we didn't even know. Well, we knew that we had twins on the team, but we came out with the name Twin Sanity, and we had to blow it up. Mm-hmm. I mean, we came out with our new style. So just not being able for Twin Sanity, we was able to work hard, be able to get out there and show people what Twin Sanity is and reflect on older dice and how we get down is winning championships.
Okay.
Was it hard not to know that you had a lot of other twins on the team because y'all was recruiting them in from all over?
Oh, here you All right, Smoker Jim always got a curveball he likes to throw out there. Hey, but just talk about it. Now, you all went through what the coaching change happened while you all were there? Because before it was Andre. Right. And, just talk about that whole experience. I know it was a close-knit team under Dre, and you all had to switch, and you all still stayed, at the top of the City League pretty much. Yeah,
well, when we lost Andre in the season, it was like we wasn't going to give up. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was our mentor. He was always the person to push us, just to take that extra stride, just to be able to just continue to work hard and then be successful. Mm-hmm. I mean, Andre, he was there in the spirit, but as Buddy V took over, we had a challenge to make. I mean, to be able to get his first championship. Right. I mean, he was able to make it in states, but we had to get his first title. Mm-hmm. So that was our first goal, just to get him a championship.
Okay. Now, what's the future hold for you guys? Are you guys trying to do a package thing, or what? Y'all going to continue to playing together, or what are you guys looking to do?
Well, we also we're going to go to college, Mercyhurst.
Okay.
We said that we was going to stick together. Wherever we go, we're blessed. I mean, God comes first and foremost, and we always believe, never give up, always strive through things. So we put God first, we can do anything. So that's
I like that, man. Hey, thank you guys for coming on, man. I wish you all could have been at the banquet, but things came up, but we were able to get you the trophies anyway. But a great season, man. Enjoyed watching you guys through these 4 years. So give it up for the
Thank you.
That's 1/4 of Twin Sanity. We'll get right back to you. We do have a caller on air. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Sean.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
How's it going today?
Good, good, man. What's on your mind?
I hope that the banquet went well. Sorry I couldn't make it because of, the work schedule. So, but hopefully the banquet went well for you, Luther.
Hey, yeah, hey, Sean, we appreciate it, man. You made a donation. You were able to help another kid get into the banquet. So we definitely appreciate that, man.
Okay.
Definitely.
I want to say to the twins, I'm a twin myself, so I know how that bond is.
Okay.
So I know how that twin bond is. So it puts a smile on my face when I see other twins doing good in the game of life. And the other guy from Seneca Valley, good luck on your endeavors down at Texas Tech. If you get a chance, go down to Austin and go to 5th and 6th Street. As a college student, you will enjoy it. I spent the summer down there, and it changed my views on life after spending just a summer down there. So if you get a chance, go down to Austin and 5th and 6th Street, and you'll enjoy Austin, Texas, and University of Texas, even though you'll be all the way out in Texas Tech.
All right. Appreciate that, Sean.
And I want to comment on the Pittsburgh Pirates.
All right.
This is for Claudio.
Yes, sir.
Claudio, it looks like Gregory Polanco is going to be coming up this Friday or Saturday due to the Super 2 status in regards to free agency.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes up, how do you think the lineup's going to be when he comes up? Because Josh Harrison's hitting the cover off the ball, and Starlin Marte's not doing anything.
Well, I think that the outfield of Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco it could be a superstar outfield. I've been saying that Josh Harrison should be starting, and their shortstop, even though Mercer, he's been hitting the past couple of days, I would put Josh Harrison to shortstop.
Yes.
The Hurdle seems to think that Harrison's going to hit a wall after so many at bats. Well, I mean, some players are like that, but I don't think that Harrison is like that. So I definitely think that Harrison should be a short, Mercer should be out, Polanco should be in right field or left field, and Marte in left and right. As far as the batting order is concerned, let me ask you this. Who's the best hitter on the Pirates, Sean?
I think McCutchen is starting to come around.
He's definitely the best hitter on the team. Now, basically, in my opinion, the Pirates have a bunch of 6th, 7th hitters on the team. So somebody's got to bat leadoff, second, third, so on and so forth. I would personally bet McCutchen leadoff. Why? He's going to get more at-bats than anybody else in the team. He's a stolen base threat. He's a power threat. Then you can play around. Now, although Josh Harrison has done well as a leadoff hitter, I don't know if I'd want him getting more at-bats than Andrew McCutchen. But I think Polanco should have been brought up sooner. If he was on another organization, I think he would have been. If you're looking to win, you don't worry about Super 2 or whatever the hell they're called and all that. You go for the wins. But I think that's the lineup. I definitely would put Tabata. He's not going to be any more than what he is now. Snyder is not going to be any more than what he is now. I definitely think Polanco should be in the outfield with McCutchen and Marte. Marte has a ton of ability, and I think he's got a big upside. I'd put Josh Harrison as shortstop. They say, you might suffer a little bit with the glove. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I don't see where Mercer is Ozzie Smith either.
Yeah.
So I would definitely put Harrison as short, and then I think you have a very solid lineup there. I think Polanco, the pitchers don't know him yet. He doesn't know the pitchers either. But I think he's got a shot to really be a big spark plug for the team.
Right, I agree with what you said. Polanco, there's no reason he shouldn't have been
No.
starting right field when the season opened up. He was clearly the best player at that position, but like you said, a money thing. And of course, what did management say? When we start winning, we'll start spending money. We'll start doing the things that winning teams do. And they did none of that. They didn't sign Marlon Byrd. They didn't sign Morneau. A.J. Burnett is gone.
And look what the Angels did with Trout. Or there's numerous players that were 19, 20 years old that were brought up.
Right.
Why? Because they deserved to be brought up and they wanted to win.
To get started.
And now all of a sudden, Polanco can play. Well, how come he wasn't ready in April? He was definitely ready in April.
Definitely ready. Batted 400 for a while down there. So I'm excited to see him come up. I mean, it's like they do this they did it with McCutchen. They did it with Walker. They did it with Marte. Now they're doing it with Polanco. And it's always, they're ready to play, but they wait for that, like you said.
All of a sudden, he's
sudden.
ready on that day. So,
Exactly. But we'll see. They're on a roll. You know, they're almost at 300, 28-30. So we'll see what happens. What else on your mind, Sean?
I got one more thing.
Okay.
What is going on with Neil Walker and his contract situation? Because it looks like Neil Walker is starting to come around, but the Pirates don't want to sign him.
Well, I don't think they're going to sign him. They're not going to sign Alvarez. So enjoy, in my opinion, as I always say, enjoy what you're seeing now because the market is going to pay Walker a nice chunk of change, a lot more than the Pirates are going to give him. And yeah, though he might give them the hometown discount.
They're not going to sign Cole either.
When it's time, no, they
time,
won't. No. So, again, you're going to see an all-star team someday with former Pirates, like we've been used to seeing. I just, so enjoy the success now.
Get the Guinness Book of World Records back out here for the Pirates.
So, like Jim said about Cole will be gone eventually. Alvarez, they're not going to sign him. Not that I would give him the entire bank. But I think he's going to be a better player somewhere else. And I don't think they're going to sign Walker either.
Yeah, you know what? McCutcheon gave him a discount. Marte also gave him a discount.
Marte didn't. Oh, yeah, it's right.
Marte, yeah,
he
Marte,
did sign.
Yeah, he gave him a discount as well.
And McCutcheon
Alvarez, you can forget it. He's not giving a discount.
Discount, he getting ready to break the record in strikeouts. What kind of discount he get?
Yeah, you know what?
When you have his type of powers, Jim, somebody's going to pay you that money.
They're going to pay him, but to me, he's Dave Kingman. But he's got the ability to be a hell of a lot better. And I don't know what they're doing with him or not doing with him. I think he'd personally.
You're talking about a team that had one winning record in 22 years.
Well,
Jim, I mean, they could have easily gone to the next round. They took St. Louis to the limit. So you're not talking. I mean, they really had a great season, Smoking Jim. I mean, they didn't bring a lot of those guys back. This is not the same team.
No, but again, as far as Alvarez is concerned, I think he's going to be a better player somewhere else if he gets some good coaching.
When you put up the kind of numbers he did in the playoffs.
I like the way he
But
strikes.
he's a streak. He's a streak.
Right.
He's a streak. I mean, he just happened to get hot during the playoffs. It was
that's
that time of the month.
Takes.
It was that time of the month. Can he do it consistently?
Another strikeout.
Be careful saying that, Claudia.
I'm not too sure that Marte gave them a discount. I think Marte took what he could when he could get it, because it doesn't look like he's the same player this year that he was last year.
He's struggling right now. I mean, he's in a slump. I think he'll come out of it. Batting .236, only 4 home runs, not on as much. He lost the
But why
leadoff
aren't
position.
if you're sick, you go to a doctor, right? Doesn't he try to fix you up? I mean, what are they doing with these guys?
Good question.
That's all I'm saying. What are they doing with him? I mean, Alvarez is the same now as he was when he first came up. Marte, why don't they do something with him? Why don't they try to fix him? They say, well, how do you know what they're doing with him? Well, I don't. But I can see
Sean,
it's the
you're
same
banned
thing.
from the show for asking baseball questions, bro.
Good question,
Hey,
Sean.
so what do you think they're going to do, Sean?
But
What'd you say, Sean?
can you repeat that question again?
What do you think they're going to do? Do you think Neil Walker's gone, or do you think they'll be able to sign him?
Unless Walker's going to take a hometown discount, he's going to leave. It's just a shame. Excuse my language. What pisses me off with the Pirates, Alvarez is going to be gone. Andrew McCutcheon signed a hometown deal. One of the reasons why, his fiance's from Du Bois, but we won't get into that. So with those two players, why don't you just load up and try to win within the next 4 or 5 years before Pedro leaves?
Right.
You got to go for it.
Exactly. I
And,
agree.
and the sad part about it is you haven't won in 20-plus years. You lost 2, 3, probably 4 generation of Pirate fans.
Yeah.
While you're winning now, you might as well take advantage of it.
Hey, I agree, Sean.
Sean, and the problem with what you just said, though, it's all common sense, and that's what's not being used. You're exactly right, and I think it's going to be the same thing over and over. And to be honest with you, they can win 74 games, they can win 88, because in my opinion, the game is all full of mediocre teams anyway. But it is what it is, as the saying goes.
Hey, Sean, we thank you for the call. Let's go to the phone lines before we introduce a Hall of Famer on our show. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
I'm calling from. I'm Tyrell. I'm from Older Dice. I wanted to call to give a little shout out to the Twins. Congratulate everybody though, not just them. But they putting on for the Dice. That's us, the tunnel movement. And Just wanted to call and give my bros, a for sure welcome. Like they know I'm watching. They know I'm there for 'em.
Well, did you play on a team?
No, I didn't play. I didn't play on the team, but I was like the teammate. I was there every game for my bro.
Okay, hey, that's what's up. So you were a part of the team. Hey, talk about that. We made mention of how the crowd for Alderdice, man, they really had you guys. They had your back. They were really excited, man. I mean, I used to think they were Duke High School. I mean, because they would do some of those things, man. Just talk about the crowd.
Yeah, this is Tyler Simon. I go to Dice too, but yeah, we just all love our school. That's really what it is. And I mean, D and J, they worked hard since 9th grade, so they just had to win it.
There you go. There you go. All right. Go ahead, Javon.
The season, we had not just the starting five, but it felt like we used the extra booth, like the Patriots, how they had, the Seattle had a 13th man.
Right.
Yeah, or a 12th man on the court. It was a 6th man. I mean, we was able to use that energy, and we showed people the intensity.
Right.
I mean, we was able to go out there, like just be more pumped up, more hyped up, just to be able to play. I mean, we just had that extra boost and that energy just to go out and attack. So we was in straight attack mode, and then we just wanted to use that just for our offense, just to be able to score.
Okay.
So.
Hey, guys, thanks for the call. There was a couple of you guys on there. Appreciate the call, all right? All right. Hey, again, number to call, 412-231-2288. Like I said, we do have a Hall of Famer in the house, and we have a clip. JT Thomas, can we run that clip?
James J.T. Thomas was a dedicated member of the 1970s Pittsburgh Steelers dynasty. His on-the-field commitment led him and the Pittsburgh Steelers to 4 Super Bowls and all-pro athlete status.
JT was a fierce competitor. He was a great athlete.
That 24 looks good.
He worked hard and smart athlete.
JT has now transferred his on-the-field commitment to his community, mentoring African-American men to be successful in their lives.
Football is a chess game, but you're analyzing opponents constantly. You're anticipating.
As a professional athlete and mentor, what have you learned that you teach young African-American men?
What sports does is this. Sports take away all the idiosyncrasies of life because it allows you to see who the person really is, whether you want to or not. And all of a sudden, it takes you into what I call the 95% rule of life, where 95% of what we're all about is the same. We can find harmony in that. We can find unity in that. We can find one accord in that 95%.
Right, all right. You ran that longer, look.
Yeah, I wanted to, but hey, JT, once again, thank you so much for coming on the show. Couldn't make the banquet, but you've done a lot for the community, and we just wanted to make sure, we're still pushing for more Steelers to get in the Hall of Fame, but we're glad that you're in the Steel City Sports World Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor being here, and really, we all want to feel important, and we all have this sign on us to say, make me feel important, so I'm no different. But again, thank you for this honor, and like I said, it's great to be here, especially among this young blood here. I feel rejuvenated.
Hey, one question I did want to ask, and this is something we couldn't do at the banquet too much. Talk about when you played, in your era and the players today. What's the main difference, if you could, give me a couple differences?
Other than the economics of the game, I think the difference, we come out of a different era that we were playing for different reasons. You have to understand, the guys came in the 70s, we had come out of the 60s. So we were fighting for a lot of other things, from dignity, acceptance, and so it's a different motivation. I think a lot what you saw, the 70s was guys from the South, especially African-American players, that we grew up in segregation.
Okay.
So you have to understand that fight there. And myself, coming out of Georgia, went to Florida State. Well, I'm the first African-American football player to play at FSU.
Wow.
And I'm not that old. But so you can understand my mindset coming to the pros, or let's say going to college, is totally different than today.
Mr. Thomas, that when you went to Florida State, being the first black, and most people don't realize you were before Deion Sanders and before the quarterback was still in crab legs down there. But did you receive any death threats going from Georgia to Florida State?
You know, a death threat. Yeah, in the South, grew up in the South. I grew up in the segregation process. So yeah, you receive that, but I would receive hate mail prior to a game. Wow. From the KKK, and I don't mean the cool colored cats either. Right. But you know that was just a part of life, and if you grew up in that environment, it becomes a part of you. Mm-hmm. So you have a different mindset, a different temperament, and realize the purpose. The purpose at that time wasn't just about football; it was about the Deion Sanders behind me, because you were slated not to make it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Wow, that's definitely.
Well, I tell you what. Growing up in Monroeville, as a little kid, my dad took me.
Gateway in here.
Well, my dad took me to high school stadium, and he told me, he says, if you want to play pro football, you got to work this hard. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Thomas used to run on that track every day, and I've never seen nobody work as hard as you did. Can you just tell some of the young people some of your workout routine? And I think you also ran track at Florida State.
Yeah, I ran track. I was a long jumper, sprinter, triple jump in college.
Wow.
Yeah, it was working out was it was a prerequisite, because basically the competition was a little different today. Today, obviously, even in pros, they work out based on a preset schedule through a collective bargaining agreement, etc. Back then, it was we didn't have the rules, the restrictions. It's a tough game. In order to just make it through the season, you have to be in just top shape. Today, it's a different game. They don't work out as hard. They don't have to. And because of the injuries, I guess you want to protect your investment. Back then, it wasn't much invested. And so basically,
how many fingers you got to go back out?
Yeah, right. And that was true, really. You played hurt because your compensation was based on playing time and performance.
Okay.
Wow. So if you had clauses for playing time. So if I had cracked ribs, I got a $10,000 clause for playing 100%, 75, 50%. I'm not coming out of the game.
Wow.
So you can understand just the whole economics, how it was structured, that you played hurt.
Okay.
I've always admired, obviously, your playing days, but I've also admired what you've done off the field. You want to tell people what your business ventures and what you've done over the past several years?
Yeah, with the opportunity, when I left pro football, I went into the restaurant industry, and started with a Chinese restaurant. I was a Burger King franchisee, and myself and one of my former teammates, Larry Brown, we developed the Applebee's chain here in this area. And I moved on out of that, and I'm in the dessert business right now. And I'm also getting into the coffee business.
Okay.
Yes, so I've been in the food business for most of my life. That's why I understand food and real estate, so I stay with what I know.
I like dessert. You bring some here. Did you bring some with you?
No, I have a company called the Black and Gold Cheesecake Company.
I love cheesecake.
And we manufacture some very unique products. One, we have a black and gold cheesecake.
Okay.
And we have a sweet potato cheesecake that no one makes but us. Now, that dog will hunt, too.
That's what Robin Cole was involved in.
Yeah, well, I was with Robin, and for a while, and I was as a consultant partner. Right. And Robin moved on to greener pastures, I guess, for the most part. He kind of left me, with the cheesecakes.
Yeah, I think he's down in New Mexico.
He's leaving pretty soon for New Mexico.
Yeah, I talked with him a few weeks ago,
Okay. Hey, well, JT, Steel City, we give real trophies, and Hall of Fames are kind of heavy, so we want you to sit down, and,
definitely,
and we'll definitely get back to you talking more. Thank you so much again. Thank you for everything you've done for the community.
JT Thomas. That's my dad's favorite all-time still, JT Thomas.
Okay. We know when we have a show, Smoking Jim is going to say somebody is his favorite something. So he's kept that string going. This is 150 shows in, and somebody was a favorite every single one of them. So I don't know how many favorites there are, but he has one every show. Hey, let's go to the phone lines. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Gentlemen, this is Kelly Russell calling from the great state of Texas in the beautiful city of Houston.
Oh, Kelly Russell. Oh, man, you didn't leave us for good, did you?
Hey, tell Casey Hampton I said hi and stay out of the strip clubs down there.
I haven't left yet, unfortunately.
What'd you say, Cal?
I haven't left yet permanently, fortunately. I'm still a Pittsburgh, but my heart lies in Texas.
Okay. All right. What's on your mind, Kel?
Well, I'm calling to chime in. I see y'all all over the board. Saw some Pirate Talk. I just saw y'all had JT Thomas on. What is exactly major going on in Pittsburgh sports except the fact that, the Pirates are the Pirates. Smoking Jim likes to take shots at them, and, one part of it.
Oh, he must have got that
Jelly.
cell phone from Houston. Prairie View A&M.
All right, Kel, it looks like we had a bad connection. Give us a call back, Kel. Again, number to call, 412-231-2288.
His wife ain't gonna let him make 2 calls.
Hey, he might have a good service, not the service you have, the text only phone. Anyway, hey, we did have a draft that came up. Smoking Jim hates it, I guess, but they did have some players that we wanted to take a look at. Can we run the first clip that we have? How about Dre Archer, Smoking Jim?
Fast.
Fast? Did you like the pick?
You know what? I did not like the pick, but I love the player. They already had an all-pro returner. Now everybody's kicking the ball out of the end zone. They'd have been better off bringing in Eugene Jarvis as a walk-on. It's a guy that played a hitter, Dre Archer, but he got all the speed in the world, all the heart in the world. He bench presses 365 pounds at 175 pounds, so I hope he's not taking a big dose of andros. So if he tests clean, he's going to be all right. But where is he going to play? You got Le'Veon Bell, that's a 3-down back. You got LeGarrette Blount, who's an honor student. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. I won't do it again, Your Honor. So now he's fighting for play time, and now you're bringing in another running back. How you going to fit him on the field, Lou?
He's a change of pace. Third
Jim's
down.
absolutely right. There's no room for this guy on the team. Yeah, he is very, very fast. But
mark the tape.
But they might as well have drafted me because he's got no chance of doing anything worthwhile in the NFL. The only good thing about this guy is, as small as he is, as short as he is, and as light as he is, you don't have to worry about him beating up any women.
No, we just had Chris Rainey.
That's right. He's way too small to be playing for the Steelers, this guy.
Listen, they've been looking for a 3rd down back. They tried Chris Rainey. He had a problem with cell phones and women, as you said. They tried Stevens Howland, and he got injured towards the very first game of the season. I think he's 3rd round seemed a little high to me, but, if they use him right, 4.29, you can't teach that. JT, I don't know if you followed Dre too much. Thoughts on Archer or the Steelers draft in general?
JT's cable didn't get Kent State.
Look, I was surprised with quite a few of the draft choices. I was thinking they would have gone with defensive backs, wide receivers primarily. As opposed to a linebacker. A linebacker is easy to actually produce a linebacker. But defensive back, I think we saw last year in terms of how vulnerable they were in the secondary, and also I guess the receiving core. Ben is not as mobile, and so I think they have some challenges this year, and also with that draft.
Right.
Finally got a man that could shut Luther up.
Oh, no, I agree with them. You
have to agree with them. They went in, they needed a cornerback. They needed a cornerback more than they needed anything. And they didn't take a cornerback until Shaquille Richards from Arizona, who has zero chance of making the team any better. The only 2 good players they drafted were Shazier and Bryant. The wide receiver Bryant was actually a good pick. It was a good pick that they made.
I like that pick.
The rest of the draft was nothing. They were garbage. They did absolutely nothing to improve from an 8-8 team to a 9-7 team.
Well, we'll see. It's still out there,
But they take a first-round draft pick, an outside linebacker, which I was excited until Kevin Colbert told me you're taking a guy that runs a 4.3 40, a 2-time All-American at outside linebacker, and you're moving him inside linebacker and leaving Jarvis, Too Slow Jones at right outside linebacker at a 4.2, at a 4.9 240. That's crazy.
Well, one thing I did like, they were going after speed. They got the fastest linebacker in the draft. They got the fastest player in the draft. They got one of the fastest receivers, and he's 6'4". So, While you hate the draft, I gave him a B. I gave him a
Well,
B
I
on
rated
it.
the draft in 2008 and 2009. I rated both of those drafts a D, and you ain't even got a bubblegum card from that draft right now on the team. So
I agree
give me a
with you.
couple of years and you'll be back on the
Hey, I agree
bandwagon.
with you, that draft. I was right with you on that one, Smoking Jim. But this draft, I like the fact they got all that speed. I'm impressed with it. And matter of fact, you talked about Bryant. Can we run some of his clips in case some of you guys haven't
He's
seen
used to
Clemson.
being the number 2 receiver.
And he'll still be the number 2 receiver. Look at this, big, strong, fast, 4'3", 6'4". Let's hope he's
From Anderson, South Carolina. I seen him play in high school at Hannah High School.
Yeah, let's
down
hope
there.
he's more Calvin Johnson and Lima Swede. We'll see. I mean,
Limas is still in the CFL.
We'll see. I think he'll be good. But you're right. I was disappointed they didn't go after a cornerback higher. Still that number 24, as we saw those clips, I saw that 24 catch it and making interceptions. The 24 we have playing now, I think I have about as many interceptions as him. So we definitely need to get better. We definitely need to get younger at corner, and I don't really think we've done that. But it is what it is. 412-231-2288 is the number. Any other thoughts on that draft, Smoking Jim? I know you gave it. What grade did you give it? I mean,
I gave it, and I wrote in the newspaper, I gave it a D grade.
Just a D?
I graded on a curve.
Hey, the last clip I do want to show. We lost a couple of defensive ends. We do have Stephon Tuitt
Got a
from
screw
Notre
in his
Dame.
foot. Drafting a guy in the second round with a screw in his foot.
We'll see.
That
I mean,
played 30 pounds overweight at Notre Dame.
I saw him making plays.
Could not
Smoking
make
Jim.
plays without Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
Oh, there you go. He's the reason Teo had the kind of career he did.
Yeah.
You said he was, speaking of Teo, didn't you say he was going to be Defensive Player of the Year?
He got hurt.
Yeah, we're still waiting for him to make a play. Jarvis Jones made more plays than Teo, your Defensive Player of the Year, Smoking
If it
Jim.
wasn't for Jarvis Jones' homeboy, the rookie quarterback for Buffalo, who looked like Michael Strahan and Brett Favre, he wouldn't have had a sack all year.
He had a sack. We'll see. He's going to step it up this year, Smoking Jim.
You just showed both of Tuitt's career highlights. They unfortunately came from 2012 because that's when he had a good year. Last season, 2013, was a very bad season for Tuitt.
He slipped to the second round.
And Mike knows, Magic
he
Mike
slipped
is
to an
from
8-8.
Penn Hills. He knows from playing Gateway. He knows what bad seasons look like.
I sure do. Any Gateway, most of the way, all the time.
How many Gateway players got drafted against Smoking Jim?
They had 5 players get a tryout with the Pittsburgh
No. I didn't say practice squad. How many got drafted?
He did predict they were going to get drafted.
You predicted 6 guys getting drafted from Gateway.
There's a Gateway bias out there in the NFL.
Okay, Smoking Jim.
But I can say this, because of Coach Terry Smith, who used to always tell me that he got the confidence to play at Penn State because of J.T. Thomas, things that J.T. Thomas mentored him on. But because of Terry Smith, last year, Gateway had 55 scholarship athletes in college, the most, according to USA Today, in the history of college football.
And we're still waiting for most of them to see the field on the college level.
I think there was a couple petroleum engineers in there, I think. I was only a general studies major in college, so that's a big word for me.
But none of them were football players.
Right, we're still waiting for
They're
the
like
make some plays
cheerleaders
on the
and
field.
bands.
Well, college is a step down for most Gateway players.
All right. Change of subjects. We do have the NBA Finals. As we talked about briefly before, we had the Heat. We had some Heat highlights. Pretty much ran through the Eastern Conference.
How many world championships would LeBron have at Cleveland?
Hey, I have no problem with him leaving. He would not.
Quit comparing him to Larry Bird.
Smoker Jim, listen. If he was at Cleveland, they had 4 number 1s in the last 6 years, and they have 1 player. They're going to blow it again this year. They have the number 1. They're not going to take Parker, which if you put him with Parker
Dr. J would have 10 world
Smoker
championships
Jim,
if he could go to a
Cleveland
different
is a
team.
terrible organization. they fire the coach, bring him back 2 years, and fire him again
Is he
after
going
one
to pass
season.
again with 2 minutes to go to Bosch, 6'11" Bosch to win the game?
Two-time MVP, Smoking Jim.
Does he have to win this year to be the greatest of all time?
I didn't say he was. I said he's moving that way.
I don't know.
Yeah, they beat the Nets this year. That qualifies.
Because they're not going to beat the Spurs.
I don't
Let's,
know.
you know what? I'm tired of hearing. Let's get some players. Let's get JT and John and Devon and you guys in this. Way on this. Way on this. That was that was cold when he got slapped.
Oh, everybody carries the ball now?
Stevenson smacked him in the face. All right, anyway, Devon, thoughts on the Heat versus Spurs matchup?
First of all, I think that LeBron, he's the best player on the planet.
Yes,
no doubt.
And
No doubt.
He's 260, all muscle.
That's
I mean,
it.
as soon as he get mad, he take it right down to the post. I mean, he got Ray Allen on the side of him, D Wade, and Chris Boston is all vets. I mean, they want it bad, so they're not gonna let the Spurs. They too old. Tim Duncan, he's one good for his fifth, but I don't think that's happening. So I just think LeBron's more hungry. So.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Spurs said they have a bad taste in their mouth.
Well, I'm behind Tim Duncan because for the first time in 15 years, he spoke up like a true black man, said we're going to do it in 4.
All right, John, you want to weigh in on this? As far as, what are your thoughts about?
Well,
He's a Dallas Maverick fan.
no, I mean my dad is, but I'm not.
Me too, I am too.
On our team, we have a big. There's a big LeBron fan club on our baseball team, especially 2 of my teammates. So every day, LeBron's gonna do it. LeBron's gonna do it. I don't know. The Spurs with Duncan right now. There's always arguments that Duncan, even with his age, is still getting it done. So I mean, last year it was close. I don't know. I feel like the Spurs might do it this year.
Was LeBron's mama allowed in the arena?
Oh, here you go. Where'd that question come from? Smoking Jill, man. Only Smoking Jill. Hey, let's jump to the phone lines and we'll get JT to weigh on this. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
It's Nora from the North.
Hey, Nora!
Hello, Nora. How you doing, Nora?
How you doing, Nora?
I'm so happy to see you men up there honoring these 3 young men, and especially the coach coming from Georgia. That's my family, LaGrange, Georgia. So I am truly blessed seeing this moment tonight. Thank you for the anniversary that you have given again to the young people. Your Hall of Fame just brings chills to my spine because I know each and every one that receives it from young to old will always worship this moment. And I want to just thank the 4 of you for what you participate, and I'm just happy that I'm in your lives and I'm able to turn the first of the month you on to see what is truly happening in the sports, because you bring it like it is, all of you.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mr. Nora.
Thanks, Nora.
And thanks for your help. Nora is one of the best camera people around. She didn't make it, but she sent over the camera to help us cover it. So we truly
Nora,
appreciate that.
And I love you, Nora, and I know you're mad just like me that Luther didn't honor anybody from Gateway at the banquet.
Oh, I hear you. But you know what? The most important thing is when you spoke of Michael, and they always are using Michael. And Michael is a great man. But see, I came up with the Big O. So I know about Chamberlain and them. I saw them all. They came and knocked on my home and went and played basketball with my brother. And I've seen these men that we didn't see on camera today. And so Michael, when he came around, my brother was so thankful that they were speaking on a new man. And now you're saying speak on now another man than him. So he was the new man in town, and they all said, look at this young kid. And Michael was just a young kid to them. So now he's looking at the young kids. Now we look at this man. Let's give Ohio credit. We are the tri-state area. So he's one of our brothers. So we got to take time to thank James for all the work that he's doing. And when the new ones come along, he'll be like Michael and said, oh, he's a good dude, right? So, and if you want to talk about him, that's good, too, because he did that also, but I won't say that. You know, I'm the snitch.
I hear you.
And you're so right, Nora. Will Chamberlain, there's a lot of girls that was up at the Crawford Grill that was part of that 20,000.
Remember, there's always a hospital, Methodist hospital, right next door to your thing. Go and get your physicals and checkups before you get injured, so you know how to protect yourself. There's doctors at Lubbock, Texas, from Pittsburgh Children's Hospital. So go in there and say, I want to speak to a doctor from Children's Hospital.
Hey, Miss Noor, I hear you.
And take care of yourself, okay?
All right.
Love
Hey, thank you so much, Miss Noor. We always appreciate
Love
Noor
you.
calling.
Bye-bye.
And we do have another caller. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Yes, this is LD from Point Breeze.
Hey,
LD! Yeah, I was just thinking about Gateway, how they could win a championship. I think they moved down to AAA. Maybe they should play Class A opponents.
You know what, LD, after Dan Marino from Central took back his lawsuit from the NFL, the second thing he did was get everybody from Central to get Gateway out of that Quad A, because they was dominating Central. But we should win about 10 championships in a row.
Ran out of there. Ran out of there.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment about the NBA. I think the Heat are going to win. And I can't believe the experts aren't giving them any credit. They're the champions. And they act like the Spurs won last year. The Spurs lost. They didn't win.
That's true.
And they're a year older, and I don't know. If they didn't win last year, it's going to be a lot tougher this year.
Hopefully Miami will run. If Miami runs, as you saw the Thunder, when they started running down in OKC, the Spurs they didn't have it. So if the Heat are rebounding and pushing the ball, I think those old legs will get a little tired. So
well,
we'll see.
being that I'm a professional gambler, and I told everybody Super Bowl time that Seattle would blow out Denver, and I won heavy money on that.
And that's the first one you got right in 2 years.
But ALD, who got home field advantage? You're talking about the champions. This is another year. This year, San Antonio got home field advantage, brother.
But Miami has proved they can win on the road.
Because they beat the Nets?
They beat everybody who was in front of them, Smoking Jim.
Indiana with a 7-2 guy that can't rebound or score.
Hey, it is what it is.
I got to check my Texas.
So I guess you're going with the Heat, right, LD?
Yeah, I'm hoping the Heat win, simply because they get no credit for anything.
Right.
Let me ask you one quick question, LD. I've been wondering, because I'm tired of everybody comparing LeBron to Larry Bird, who would take the shot in the last 2 minutes. ALD, they should be comparing LeBron to Dr. J, because if LeBron don't leave Cleveland, he has 0 championships. Dr. J was the greatest player of all time, but he was stuck in Philadelphia. Don't you agree?
No, I don't.
You just said Wilt was the greatest. You just keep changing. Smoking Jim, Wilt or Dr.
Philly
J?
had some players. They had Doug Collins, World B. Free. They had some studs on it.
Quit making sense.
And you know what? They kept losing to LA.
Yeah.
Just like Utah kept losing to Chicago. I mean, it
Who
happens.
did LeBron quit against when he played at Cleveland?
You better put that out.
What'd you say, LD?
LeBron James, in my opinion, is the best all-around player there's ever been in the NBA.
Besides Will Chamberlain.
Wow.
Who led the league in assists, rebounding, scoring.
The basketball.
Listen. Here, you know what? When I watch LeBron, this is a guy that can guard any position from 1 to 5. He can play any position from 1 to 5. Magic could play every position, but he couldn't guard it. Jordan was the greatest 2-guard of all time.
I got his announcement right now up on YouTube.
But he didn't play all 5 positions. Now watch the Heat. When Tony Parker's tearing them apart, what are they going to do? They're going to switch, LeBron James on him. So he goes from guarding Leonard to Ginobili to whoever is scoring.
Still playing for Cleveland?
Come on, Smokey.
I hate to interrupt this unimportant NBA stuff, but the Pittsburgh Pirates, we just got a notification called up Polanco today.
Time to trade Jay. Trade Jay.
Hey, Claudio, they finally heard us. We've been calling it all year long.
But he's ready now. He wasn't ready. Yeah.
He's ready. After batting 400.
Little coincidence. He's coming up now.
Hey, LD, thanks for the call. We only have a few minutes left, and let's do a little bit of the Spurs real quick, since we had them. Smoking Jim and Mike, we know you guys are big Spurs fans.
Well, Parker is playing.
He's
not going to be 100%, but he's still tough. I think the key is going to be Ginobili. If he can get 21 to 23 points a game and take some of the pressure off the other guys, I think they got a shot. I mean, again, last year. They did what they did, but but again, they're a year older, and you got to also figure. I mean, both the Heat and Spurs, look how many
And this
games they
young
play
guy,
in the offseason.
Leonard has really stepped up. He's improved from from his first year.
Right.
To
I mean,
now.
both Heat and the Spurs play a lot of extra games because of the postseason. But the Spurs are just a little bit
Well, the
older.
best player
but
in
they're
basketball-
smarter. But
best
I think
player-
they're a smart team.
Best player in basketball is Kevin Durant. He's the MVP. They beat
all
Durant.
right.
They're going to beat the second best
All
player,
right, Smoker
LeBron.
Jim, that's why you're a football scout, because when you make a statement like that, come on, that's just ridiculous. Kevin Durant wouldn't even say
I
he's the
still
best player.
cried when I heard his acceptance for the MVP.
Okay, but that doesn't mean he's the best player in the league because he
He's
has a nice
MVP.
speech.
He's MVP.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, but definitely it should be a great series. I'm going with the Heat. Smoker Jim, we know you're going with the Spurs.
I like to win money.
Okay. In how many, Jim?
I got heavy
it's a
money
best
on
of
5,
7.
but I still win money if they win in 7. But I
Okay.
got heavy money on 5, brother.
Okay, so that means the Heat are going to win. If Smoker Jim's picking the Spurs, go with the Heat and you'll win. Claudio, Mike?
I think you have to go with the Heat. I think they're a better team. They're a little bit younger, and then they have LeBron James, But I think the Spurs, with heart in their head, I think they'll stretch it out somehow to 6 or 7.
All right, we only have 1 minute left. I want to get you guys. Man, the time just flew past. We're going to have everybody back on again. What's your pick, Joy?
Spurs.
Spurs. Let's get the Twins.
I got the Heat. I got the Spurs.
Okay. Oh, the Twins split. Okay.
Go with the athletes, the Heat.
There you go. We heard it from the Hall of Famer, JT. For JT Thomas, thank you for coming on. He's part of our first introduction to the Steel City Hall of Fame. Claudio is another one. I want to thank Devon and Javon Moultrie. Appreciate you guys coming on. John Harper, much success as you go down to Texas Tech. For Smoking Jim, Claudio, Mike, I'm Luther Dupree. Thanks again. Polanco's up. Let's go check out the Pirates. He is going to be the real deal. McCutcheon, Marte, Polanco, future outfield all-stars. Can't wait to see him. We'll check you out next time. scsportsworld.com.